Hi everyone, Mel here, piano teacher. Up till this point, students have been learning songs away from the stave. So we've only learnt songs that the dots were just written out in bar lines with no music like this. So now we're up to learning about the bass clef and then the treble clef. I've written here on my hands again that your right hand is in charge of the treble clef, which is middle C all the way up to the high bits, and then your left hand is in charge of the bass clef, which is middle C down here with all the low notes. So piano players are clever because we read 5 lines and 4 spaces in our left hand, and then we have to do the same thing in our right hand. The treble clef looks like that. 5 lines, 4 spaces, reading this hand. And when we read piano music, we read all of these 10 lines and 8 spaces together. So the bass clef at the bottom for our left hand, this side of the keyboard down, and the treble clef up the top here is our right hand all the way up here. We're very clever. Okay, so let's just start with the bass clef. And if you have a look in my chart here, it says way down here with these note names. We've got staff under here with the 5 lines and the 4 spaces on each clef. Bass clef down the bottom with all these notes, and you can see where the notes are written along here on the stave. And then when we get to middle C, because that is a shared note between fingers, it's got one stem down to represent the left hand and one stem up represents the start of the treble clef, and the notes go all the way up that way. So that's what we do when we read piano music. We read all those lines together. That's why we have to start simple and build. So don't forget what we've learnt before. All right, so this is just in our middle C position. I'm going to drop our right hand down, which is our treble clef hand. We don't need that for now. And we're looking at the bass clef, left hand, in C position. So we're not in middle C position. I know that's hard to see on video, but we're in this position down here. So our 5th finger is on C, 4 on D, 3rd on E, 2nd on F, and our thumb is on G. I might just try and move this back a little bit. That's a bit better. So we've got this C position here. Now the bass clef is what looks like here, also called an F clef because it starts on the F line and curls around with 2 dots. We're in 4/4 time. We've got 4 bars here just to practice in our bass clef. Now reading where the F note lies on the stave is, if we count this bottom line as 1 and we count up 4 lines, that's where the F sits, which you'll see on the chart here, 4 lines up in the bass clef. That's where the F key is here, not that F down there, not that F up here, but this F here. Okay, the 4th line up in the bass clef is F. And you can identify that too because it's the first white note of the 3 groups of black notes. So that's where that is there. And with our 2nd finger, that's where F lies in this position, our 2nd finger. So you can play that a few times. Now this rhythm here has a minim beat, so we hold for 2, hold for 2, then play F on the 1st beat, the 2nd beat and the 3rd beat, and hold it over to the 4th beat. Then we've got crotchet beats and then a minim at the end. So we've got F, E, D, C, D, E, F. and then we hold. Okay, as we drop down, you'll notice that the F goes from a line, and then the next one down is a space, which is the key just next to it, which is the E, and then it's back to a line again, which is a D as we're going down the stave. Then it's another space. Oh, my hand's in the way. Space, and that's a C. You can also see on this chart, C is a space, D is a line, E is a space, F is a line, and etc. So when you go up and down the keyboard on the stave like that, going from line to space, the keys will be right beside each other, next to each other. Okay, so for this song, I'm going to clap the rhythm first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so I've got crotchet beats and minim beats in this. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 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 E, D, C, D, E, F, and lift. And that thick line and thin line means end of piece, no repeat. So that's just to practice reading on your bass clef. We're going down to our C and back up. We don't use our number 1 finger at all through this exercise. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, and lift. Now I'm going to say the note names out aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 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 E, D, C, D, E, F. Then we lift. Now it's at the moment the note names are written inside the actual notes where they are on the stave, but eventually those won't be there. So this is why it's important you remember where these notes lie on the 5 lines and 4 spaces. All right, so go through to and have a practice of that one. Now this one, actually, I might just leave it like that. This one is the treble clef, so we're now just playing one system with this hand in the treble clef. I was very impressed, had to draw that with my left hand. So right hand is treble clef from here upwards, and it's also called a G clef because it starts on the G line. Now the G is the second line up, and this is the G we're talking about, second line up in the treble clef. The G is that G there, and that's where this song starts. So all right hand in this one, and it's crotchets, minims, and a semi-breve at the end. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and a 2-beat note, 1, 1, 1, 1, and a 4-beat note, do, do, and then you lift. No repeat again, so this is just an exercise to get you used to reading on the treble clef and the notes where they lie on the 5 lines and the 4 spaces. So we've got... let's clap it first, so the whole 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and a 2-beat note. 1, 1, 1, 1, and a 4-beat note at the end. And the notes are 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C. 2, 3, 4, and lift. So when we go down, G, down, 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 up, we don't go down again. We use our 1 there. We've got to go back up to E before. Don't go all the way down to C. You go back up to E, up to G. So it's G down to E, up to G, G down to C to finish. Let's try it again. And I haven't written finger numbers in there, but because they're right beside each other, you should know it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, thumb. All right, I'll say the finger numbers this time out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, thumb. 2, 3, 4, lift. Okay, so we'll finish there. I want you to practice having a look at where the notes lie in the bass clef for those notes, and then for the treble clef with these notes, because then we're moving on to the grand stave, which is when all this is put together and what it looks like when we read piano music, joined by a bracket with both clefs, bass clef and treble. Okay, so happy playing. Make sure you practice. Bye.